Figma just IPO'd, and the stock shot up from $33 to $122 on day one. Now, it's dropped 27%, and everyone is asking, was that a breakout or a blow-off off the top? My name is Rick Orford. I've been trading since 1999, and I'm not a financial advisor, which means I'm not here to sell you some diversified growth mutual fund. No, I'm here to break down the numbers so retail investors like you and me don't get wrecked chasing the next shiny object. But here's what no one's talking about. Figma, they lost $732 million last year and then somehow posted $44 million in profit in Q1. That is quite an incredible earnings jump right before the IPO. Coincidence? Who knows? In this video, I'm going to break down the numbers, the real risks, and the one killer signal that I'm watching out for that could mean Figma's either just getting started or about to fall off a cliff. Let's dive in. Figma was founded in 2016 as a cloud-native design and collaboration platform. It enables real-time prototyping, whiteboarding, developer handoff, and now AI-driven tools like Figma Draw, Buzz, Make, and Sites. Today, it's used by approximately 95% of Fortune 500 companies. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. And you all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by almost 6 times. Go to fool.com/ricko to get your 10 stock picks right now. In 2022, Adobe attempted to acquire Figma for $20 billion, but regulators blocked the deal in December of 2023, resulting in a $1 billion termination fee. Figma officially went public on July 31st, 2025, under the ticker FIG and raised around $1.2 billion. Now, investing in IPOs can be really exciting, especially for those of us who are on the lookout for the next big opportunity. When we invest or buy a stock that just IPO'd, we're all after the potential reward, right? When you get in early on a company and it takes off, the returns can be incredible. IPOs also give us the chance to invest in companies that could be on the verge of something big. They're often in growth mode. They've got lots of investor interest and they are ready to scale. For long-term investors who can hold through all of the ups and downs, early access can be a real edge. Just think of Amazon or Facebook. If you bought at the beginning and held the stocks, well, you'd be very, very rich today. But for most, investing in IPOs is more of a dream than a reality because most of us cannot handle the ups and downs that these stocks will face. And investors are often after just the short-term gains. They're not really interested in holding a stock for 5 or 10 years. So what is the buzz over Figma? Well, the IPO price was $33. The stock opened with a bang on its first day at around $85, more than double its IPO price, and closed at almost $122, making some people very rich. However, it's already down by 27% to $88.60 on August 4th, but has had a slight recovery in pre-market trading. Though I have to say, in the few minutes that I was checking pre-market trading, the stock went from $89 to $92 and then back to $90 again. So the market could still go either way by the time you watch this video. But is the stock surge because of its fundamentals and demand, or just hype? Well, to figure it out, we're going to need to open the hood and look at the numbers, revenue growth, and practically everything in between. Now, the company hasn't declared any quarterly financials since it just recently went public. So to understand the background, we need to look into their S1 filing. Companies file an S1 as part of their process of going public. The filing is made with the SEC and provides investors with information about the company's business, financials, and what exactly is being offered. According to Figma's S1, sales rose 45% year over year to $228 million in the first quarter of 2025. Full year 2024 performance was also impressive, increasing 48% from the previous year to $749 million. In the first quarter of 2025, its net income rose 231.8% to $44.9 million. However, it incurred a net loss of $732.1 million in 2024. So the question now is, was Q1 a one-off? Can the company continue turning a profit? Because that, folks, is what really matters. And to answer that, we need to take a look at Figma's growth prospects. Figma's growth can't be carried by hype alone. For Figma to thrive, it needs to prove that it can translate its widespread adoption into sustainable revenue and eventually profitability. So let's see how it could achieve long-term financial stability. The company's flagship Config 2025 conference unveiled Figma Sites, which was an AI-powered website builder marking Figma's move beyond product design into web publishing, opening the gates to a broader market. If it turns out to be a success, Sites could boost average revenue per user, reduce churn by increasing product stickiness, and attract entirely new customer segments, such as marketers, creators, and small businesses. Aside from Sites, tools like Buzz, Make, and Draw broaden Figma's utility beyond the designers. Buzz streamlines content creation by allowing teams to generate, edit, and collaborate on written assets directly in Figma. Make helps users quickly generate design variations using AI, which is useful in turning ideas into mockups. Draw adds freehand illustration capabilities, which brings more creativity and flexibility into the platform. And the combination of these tools positions Figma to evolve from a collaborative design tool into a full-stack digital creation platform. The execution of its entire product system will be the single factor that helps determine the company's long-term success. And with that, questions about growth come up a lot in my Discord channel. Can Figma, for example, maintain its growth pace now that it's operating as a public company? Well, let me give you a quick example, right? Think about the last time you tried switching from Spotify to Apple Music or from Netflix to Hulu. Even if the competitor has slightly better features, it's tough to break the habit once you're locked into the ecosystem. Habit and familiarity often win over incremental improvements. And that's why, even if Adobe or Canva release flashier features, Figma's built-in workflows and collaboration tools could be the thing that keeps users coming back. Now, it may seem like Figma could be the next big thing, but I think adoption is still questionable. The fact is, Figma is competing with the industry giants like Adobe and Canva, which have been dominating. I mean, we use Adobe and Canva here every single day, and they're offering similar products that Figma is. Adobe, for example, well, they're integrating their Firefly generative AI into apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, and Premiere Pro, which streamlines workflows and allows intelligent editing. And Canva, well, they launched their Visual Suite 2.0, which is a unified creative platform that integrates productivity and creativity. It integrates AI tools that are geared to streamline content creation and attract non-design professionals to use the app. Now, in order for Figma to really grow, it has to capture wide user interest and also convert that interest into lasting adoption and monetization across its entire product ecosystem. So with all that out of the way, let's look at the stock based on technical indicators. As I said, Figma's closest competitor is Adobe. Well, there's some other companies in the same industry, but they're private, so we can't really compare them. Going back, Figma's price to earnings can't yet be analyzed since there's no financials filed because it's a relatively new company. Its price to sales ratio, however, trades lower compared to Adobe, which suggests that investors are probably expecting rapid earnings growth. Now, Figma stockholders today are speculating the stock can move higher, but can it? Without any guidance on income or technical foundations, investors today are just playing with fire, I think. Now, if you know the company, use the products, believe in their products, well, you might allocate a very small percentage of your portfolio, call it a risk allocation. But with the company facing very little recognition and competing with industry giants like Adobe and Canva, I think it's clear to me that Figma is entering the market at a disadvantage. It doesn't mean it doesn't have a lot of potential to grow, however. That's why we're going to have to take a look at the customer adoption rates. Also, I think Figma has a lot more to gain than to lose from its current position. Investors who believe in its technology can see significant returns, but only if the company executes well and captures that digital creation market. But what do you think? Are you buying into Figma's vision? Or are you going to sit this one out until the dust settles post-lockup? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, if you found this video helpful, consider giving a like and subscribe to the channel because it'll help others find it as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.